Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Shop My Stash. We're going to be talking about all of the makeup that I was using during the month of March and also going through my collection and picking out new products to use in April. We're starting up here on top of my dresser today just for something a little different. In this basket holds my eyeshadows that I'm working on in various projects, and I'll also talk about the products that are in there before we dive into the actual drawer that's down below where I usually start. I'm just going to breeze over these. I have this Blink Electric Eyes eyeshadow palette. I'm working on this shade. I have my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Weenie. My Tarte Tartelette Toasted palette. I'm working on the shade Cozy. I have a single from Coastal Scents. This is Rich Walnut. Working on my NYX Ultimate Brights palette. Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. The Pure Soiree Diaries palette. Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. And the last one that's in this basket is this Pure with an E Cosmetics Buff Collection palette. It's like a dupe palette for the Naked 3. I'm showing you all of these so you can see why I'm not pulling any eyeshadows out of my drawers. So we won't be pulling anything from those drawers because I have so much to work on already. I also have more over there that are set aside because I used them in an Instagram look that will be coming up this week, so I just set those aside so I can tag them. Over here in this organizer, I have the two sprays I'm trying to finish up, MAC Fix Plus, and then in this e.l.f. bottle is actually the Project Beauty spray, the lip liner I'm trying to use, and a little Miss Dior perfume. In this organizer, I have a lip gloss that I'm trying to pan, the lip treatment that I have been using at nighttime, an Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, which will actually go down in the drawer once we get that sorted out. And the other thing I'm trying to pan that's up here is this Bite Beauty BB for Lips product. And then the rest up here are ones I just didn't get a chance to use that I pulled last time. So I have the Marc Jacobs lipstick in Slow Burn. I can swatch these for you. Just a pretty nude shade. The Ofra liquid lipstick in Napa Valley. This is a metallic purple. This has been up here for 2 months and I still haven't used it. So I need to make sure that I use it this month. I guess I'll swatch these project products as well. This is just a baby pink gloss from Cargo that I'm trying to use up. And I'll swatch the Bite one as well. It's like an orangey shade, but it's just like a tinted lip balm. I also have the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Fairy Floss that I didn't get a chance to use because I've been focusing on my Project Pan lip gloss. So all these lip products are staying up here to make sure I get use out of them next month. And this is the Trust Fund Beauty Lip Gloss in Method to the Madness. They are right there. So all those lip products are staying up here. So we'll only be pulling enough to fill up those gaps there. Let's jump into the drawer now. So these are all of the products that have been in my drawer over the month of March. Let's start over to the right hand side, which I usually don't do. Up here in the corner, these are all the palettes I still have yet to test, or some of them to even use at all. I like to use the majority, if not all, of the shades in my palettes before they just go into my collection. So I have quite a lot in here to still use. A lot of them are BoxyCharm palettes. I'm way behind on my eyeshadow palette testing because I'm panning so many. So that's kind of embarrassing, but that is what this is over here. I have some essentials down in here. I had my MAC Painterly paint pot that I was using as an eye base. I will be pulling this out to switch it for another product. And I have the Morphe Bare Skin Concealer. This is their old concealer formula. It's so dry. I can only use this as an eyeshadow base or to cut my crease. So that's just going to stay in there. And then I also have a glitter glue and duo lash glue in here, deodorant, leave-in conditioner, and the dry shampoo I'm currently using. Those just stay in there. In this container here, we have eye products. So I had the Pretty Vulgar ink liner in here that I didn't actually use at all, so that's going to stay. The ABH brow definer, I used this a ton. I like using this when my eyebrows are like really thick and like grown in, because my eyebrow shape like just gets thicker, but it still has shape to it, so I don't get my eyebrows waxed all the time, if that makes sense. But I did just get my eyebrows done, so I can't really use that right now. This duo liner from Pixi is the only nude liner I have, so I just keep that in there. I did not use this Hikari black eyeliner, so that will be staying. The Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara will be staying, but I think this is on its last leg, so we'll be pulling a new mascara for once that runs out. This e.l.f. brow gel is the one that I'm currently using, so I like to only keep one open at a time. I used this MAC eyebrow pencil quite a bit as well. This shade is a bit too warm for me, so I don't like using it a lot, but I will, you know, use it up eventually, but for now it can go away. And this Beauty For Real Eye Line 24/7 eyeliner in Chocolate Fix. I did use this, so I'm ready to switch that out as well. In terms of base products, for primers I have two in here. This Cover FX one is in my project pan, so that needs to stay. I did use this luminizer primer quite a bit with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This pairing is absolutely beautiful. My foundation looked terrible when I paired it with the Cover FX one. I could not get this to work, but with this primer it is such a beautiful finish. I absolutely love this combo. I wore it quite a bit. And a foundation that the Cover FX works really well with is my Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is my holy grail foundation. I'm so sad that it's not cruelty free. I have two in my collection that unfortunately once they're used up I won't be repurchasing afterwards. This just looks so great on my skin. But I did use this quite a bit, so I'm ready to switch it out. And I have these two concealers that I used quite a bit as well. The Maybelline Age Rewind in the brightening shade. It's way too pink for my skin tone, but I only have like this much left, so I'm just trying to use that up. And then I have the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This works really great as a blemish concealer for me, but not under the eyes, but I did use both of these. And then this is just a white mixer in case my foundations are too dark. Back here are lip products that I need to still test out, even if they're products that I know I like the formula, like the Ofra liquid lipstick, ColourPop lippy sticks, the Luxe lipsticks. I've never tried the blotted lips, but I just put them in there to make sure they get use before they get lost in my huge lipstick collection. I want to at least get some good use out of them first, similarly to the eyeshadow palettes that are over here we showed earlier. This bin here has all of the lipsticks that I used throughout the month. I'll just talk about a few key products. This Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid in Nude Flush is so beautiful. I absolutely love this formula. Maybelline is not cruelty free, or if they were, I would buy more shades. That's how much I love this lip product. I have ColourPop What's Your Sign, the collaboration with Kathleen Lights. I have a lot of her collaborative lip shades. This is just a really like warm peachy nude. I liked that. I finally tested out Dreamy, the Ultra Satin in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. Let me swatch these. This is much more like bold and fun than I was expecting. I mean, it's not bold, it's like a peachy lip color, but I thought it would be more nude. Like, it's much brighter on the lips than it appears in the tube. I'll swatch the other ones I was talking about. What's Your Sign? As you can see, that's like a really nice peachy nude, really flattering on my skin tone. Kathleen Lights and I have very similar coloring, although I'm more in the fair to light skin tone range and she's like light to light medium in the summer, but like our undertones are very similar, so colors that work good on her tend to work good on me. Sometimes they're a little dark, but like when we're talking about highlighters and stuff, but other than that, lip products seem to work good on me as well. And then that is the Maybelline one that I also really loved. I have my IBY highlight and contour palette. I'm trying to pan this shade here, so this is going to stay. I tested out the Pretty Vulgar loose setting powder. I really do like this. I didn't find it made my foundation look a lot darker, which I've heard in a few reviews I saw. I didn't find that. I wasn't using it under my eyes though, because I'm using the powder in here. I was using this to set my face and it worked really great for that. Moving over here to my cheek products. I just pulled this in the other day, so this is going to stay. This is the On the Cusp Super Shock Cheek in collaboration with Kathleen Lights again. Slightly too dark for me, but I will be getting more color now that the sun is out. It is officially spring here in Nova Scotia as well. We had snow up until a few days ago. So more and more into the summer, this will look better on me, but it's not noticeably too dark. I just noticed that it's a little bit too dark, if that makes sense. I was using the Smashbox and Casey Holmes Spotlight palette. I use this quite a bit. I really do love this product. And the other highlight I was using was the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance highlight. This is a favorite, not cruelty free though. For bronzers, I had the Body Shop Honey Bronzer. This is the lightest bronzer I own. I pulled a lot of the lightest products because we are at the very end of the winter. I'm as fair as I'm going to get, and I'm only going to get more tanned from here. So I got more use out of this. I'm ready to put it back. I use this e.l.f. Sunkissed bronzer as more of like a finishing powder for my cheeks, like where I would bronze only, because it's so light, but it has like a healthy luminosity to it, but it's not quite a highlighter, and you couldn't use it as an actual face powder. So I was like bronzing with this, or even with the contour palette, and then topping it off with this, and it just gave a healthy glow to my skin. But I wouldn't really recommend you going out and purchasing this. Like, I'm fair and this doesn't show up that much on me. So for blushes, I finally tested out the Butter Blush in Plum Rose some more, because every time I swatched it, I was like, this is too light. It does nothing, but actually on the skin, it's really beautiful. It's a dusty, natural rose type of shade, and on my fair skin in the winter, I absolutely loved how this worked. So I'm really glad that I gave it a second shot and didn't just declutter it. Sorry if you can hear water running. Max is in the kitchen getting a drink. And lastly, for blush, I had this Dirty Little Secrets blush in Kitty Pink, which is a very strange name for a truly matte peach blush. It's not pink, it's peach, but this is just a light peachy shade. I really did enjoy this one as well, and I got quite a bit of use out of it. Let's jump in to my collection and pick some new products now though. I know I said we weren't going to be in my eyeshadow drawers. This has singles and like liquid cream shadows, those types of things, but I actually do need a new eyeshadow base. I'm trading in my paint pot in here, and I feel like I just used a lot of these recently. I think I'm going to bring out my Too Faced Shadow Insurance again. I just used this recently, but what I really want to use is the Smashbox Lid Primer in Light, but it's still slightly too dark for me right now, so I'll pull in the Too Faced one instead. Wow, it's not hard to tell why it was in this drawer being super helpful. Wow, it's a mess in here, huh? Let's start with concealer, I guess. All these are falling over. I do have that one that I'm panning, which is going to be my focus. I feel like I'm missing some. God knows where he put those. I'm going to pull in my NYX HD concealer solely as a just in case I use up my other concealer that I'm panning before the next Shop My Stash, but otherwise this won't get touched unless, yeah, like I said, unless I use up the other one. I think I just recently used this, but I want to pull it out again. The two foundations that I haven't used recently are these two here, the Rimmel Stay Matte and the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream, but both of these are still pretty dark for me right now. Like I would have to put in a lot of white mixer, so I don't really feel like doing that right now, so I'm gonna pull in my Peach Perfect and just refresh myself on how this compares to the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And other than that, you know what, maybe I will pull in the BB cream just to get some more use out of it for lighter makeup days. It's fine, I'll just mix some white mixer in it. I want to do a first impressions on a foundation here coming up pretty soon. I still have, oh, you can't even see it, the ColourPop No Filter foundation back here I have yet to use. And then I have these samples, which I feel like I can do a first impression on, and then if I like it, I can go and buy the full size and do a full review on them if you're interested. I have the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Creme, the Hourglass Immaculate, the Vanish Stick Foundation, the Cover FX Power Play, as well as the Cover FX Natural Finish. So let me know if you want one of those or the ColourPop foundation. I can't believe this has been sitting in my drawers for so long untouched. It looks like it's going to be pretty dark for me right now, but I'll have to mix in a white mixer and get more use out of it this spring and summer. But let me know if you want a first impressions on any of those foundations. Try and organize them that way. I just used these ones recently and I haven't used these ones in quite a while. I've been really missing having a matte powder to set my face with, and I think I want to pull back out my Rimmel Stay Matte. I'm not as oily as I'm going to be in the summer where I'm going to get even more use out of this, but I just want to pull this one in right now. Powder section is getting pretty full. Okay, back there is where I keep my primers. What do I want? I think I want to try this Touch in Sol No Pore primer we got in BoxyCharm a little while ago. I still have yet to try that. And you know what? I think that's it, because I still have the one that I'm panning as well. Here we have my face palettes. Back there are my contour kits, which I'm trying to pan one, so I'm not going to be reaching into there. Do I want any liquid or cream products? I think I want to play around with this cream Trestique blush. It's in a coral shade, which is the color of the year. So I think I want to play around with this product. And then the next face palette I have in here, this actually jumped the line because I rearranged all my Z palettes. This is a Makeup Geek blush in the shade Cherish, and I haven't used it in a really long time, so I'm going to pull this out. Okay, so we now have two blushes that we just pulled out of the other drawer, as well as we kept one highlighter in. So we are now in my blush, bronzer, and highlight drawer. I'm only going to pull in one more blush, and up next is the Seraphine Botanicals blush. It's like a rosy shade in the shade Happy Hibiscus. And I'll pull in two bronzers. Next up we have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil sample, as well as a sample of the Ciate London Bamboo bronzer. I absolutely love this. when or if I ever use this up, I will definitely be purchasing the full size. This is an amazing, amazing product. I already have a Super Shock cheek in, and that shade is a bit too dark for me. What do we have here? Opal. Opal's still pretty dark for me as well. Wow, pale girl problems. Let's pull in this Physicians Formula Naturally Nude. We're skipping 4 other ones, which is, you know, not how I like to rotate my makeup, but a lot of these are still pretty dark for me. That is one area of my makeup collection I need to improve on, is light highlighters. I have so many highlighters that work beautifully on me once I get a tan, like mid-spring into early fall, but that's only half the year. So I need to get more light highlighters. This works for a variety of skin tones. I can stick to up here right now. In the summer, I tend to, you know, bring it down here a little bit, maybe touch these ones. And then this corner down here would be great on medium to deep skin tones, but this is the highlight I will be pulling in. Okay, so I have rotated in my spring summer shades, so you can see some bright ones over here, and then back here I put all of my like darker vampy lipsticks that I won't touch again until fall. I didn't pull from this section at all last month, so let me see what we have in here. I think I want to use this Makeup Geek Iconic lipstick in the shade, wow, that was so close, Proper. Did you see how that flew out of the packaging? Wow. Okay, that's pretty disappointed. I now have that in backwards. Do you see that? Great. But this is a really cool toned pinky mauvey shade that I really like wearing in the springtime. I'm going to have to be careful with this product though. And then I have room for 2 more bullet lipsticks, so I like to pull from the top up here. So next I have Maybelline Matte Beach Babe. That's a great everyday kind of nude shade. I absolutely love Maybelline lipsticks, but unfortunately they're not cruelty free. And then this is another matte in Nude Nuance. This is a darker nude. We'll see how I like that in the spring summer. This might be one of those deeper nudes that I only like to wear in the fall winter time, but for now it will be pulled in. And then I'm just going to keep the lip treatment that I'm currently using as well as the tinted lip balm that I'm panning, so I won't touch this section. Up here in my lip gloss and liquid lipstick drawer, sorry, my voice is going, oh, I'm still a little sick. I only have room for 1 more lip gloss. Again, the brighter shades have been rotated in here. I just kind of mixed them through the rotation. And next up, right up here in front, is a NYX Butter Gloss. This is in Apple Strudel. It's a like vibrant peachy type of shade that will be fun to play around with. And then I had a ton of lip gloss that I didn't get a chance to use. I'm also going to be pulling 3 liquid lipsticks. I have that metallic purple shade, which is pretty bright and wild for me. So I'm going to pull in 1 colored liquid lipstick. These are just like not nude basically. They might be like a nudish pink, but pulling more pink or whatever. Up next is the Tarteist lip paint in Home Slice. This is like a burnt peach shade. I really love this. This is a formula I've considered getting more colors in, I mean. And then 2 more nude shades, and again I just pull from the front. So next we have the ColourPop Ultra Satin in Magic Wand. I feel like I've had this not that long ago, but maybe things got mixed around a little bit. That is just a good everyday kind of nude shade, a little more brown than the Maybelline one. That's a good everyday shade. And then this is the Makeup Geek Showstopper liquid lipstick. The packaging of this looks really cool. but it doesn't really store well, and there's no label on it at all. That is very, very cool toned. I'll be interested to play in this. We have a very weird like color story this month. We have some cool tones like well actually they're both Makeup Geek, the Iconic lipstick and the liquid lipstick. And then this one's a bit more cool toned, I guess, the Magic Wand. And then we have a lot of really warm, fun shades. So I'm interested. I like having the variety. I'll just leave it at that. Lastly, we're up in my eye drawer. So we have lashes. I just pull those as needed. I did not use the black liners that I had in my drawer last month, so we're going to be skipping this section. And then these are my more colored liners. A lot of them are still neutral, like golds, browns, coppers nowadays, because all the other ones expired. I didn't use them fast enough, essentially. I'm going to pull in the Smashbox Always Sharp in Penny Lane. This is a beautiful copper shade. I think this is going to complement a lot of the shades that I'm panning right now. And then I definitely need some new brow products because I pulled everything out. I want to pull in my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't really want to use any of those. And let's also pull in this brow palette by Tanya Crooks. It's like a powder pomade hybrid. You can use it wet or dry. I can't even open it. I really love the variety of shades in here. We have warm and cooler tones, light and darker tones. It works really well, but the Brow Gal is not cruelty free. And then back there, you can hardly see, is my mascaras. And I do, need to pull in another one to use and not get lip products over, so I'm going to come to the other side. This Maybelline one is open, but it's waterproof, and I really hate waterproof mascaras. Like, I cannot get them off. And I only use this when I need it, so I think that's just going to stay in there, even though it's the oldest. The second oldest one I have is the IT Cosmetics Superhero, and I have not used this yet. Obviously this one, but not this formula. I haven't tried this formula before, is what I'm getting at. So I'm going to pull that one in. I like to only keep one mascara open at a time, like with the exception of one waterproof one for emergencies or weddings or funerals. You know, things that you need waterproof mascara for. So I'm only going to open this once the Tarte one is gone, but it's small and it's been open for over a month and I've been using it pretty much every single day, so it's on its last leg. And then I will open this one. Now let's jump back over to my everyday makeup drawer and see how everything looks now that it's all put together. Okay, so up top here we have all the products that I talked about earlier, as well as the new lip products that we pulled. So we have lip glosses in the back, liquid lipsticks in the middle. That one, again, doesn't like to stay up. And bullet lipsticks here up front, the ones that we pulled. I have my two like lip treatment type products over here. And then we talked about what's over on the left there, but those stay up there until I get a chance to use them. Now dropping down into my actual everyday makeup drawer, these are all the products we pulled. So we have 2 highlighters, 3 blushes actually, and 2 bronzers to use. And I also have bronzing shades in this contour palette. I might feel like I want a new highlighter at some stage, but I mean, my makeup collection is just over there. If it really becomes an emergency, I can just pull another one. It's not that serious. And then I have my powder, still the same lip products up there that I need to test, but this bin over here is now empty, so as I use them, they'll go in there. I have my new primers, foundations, and concealers in this container, and my new eye products here. And then the only thing that got added over there was the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and then everything else over here has, of course, stayed the same. So this is what I'm working with for the month of April. If you saw anything that you really think I should be using for spring makeup looks, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!